Hi, my name is Khleif, and I'm host of the Lifetime Cash Flow Through Real Estate Investing podcast. Now, each week I interview multifamily rock stars, and we talk about how they've built incredible wealth for themselves and their families through multifamily properties. So hit the like and subscribe buttons to get notified every Monday when a new episode comes out. Let's get to it. Welcome back to Multifamily Rock Stars. So as you guys know, this is where we deep dive into our guests' deals. And we've got a really cool one today, just so you know. It's not one we've ever talked about on the show. And we give you some practical and actionable items to help you get started and really help you get started doing your first deal. We talk about that, especially if you're brand new to multifamily. And as usual, I've got my co-host Mark Nagy with me.
Good to be here, Rod. Happy to be here.
Well, we've got an awesome guest for you guys today, and you will be easily guess where he's from once he starts talking. His name is Laurent Meyer, and he's got the shiny penny syndrome entrepreneur bug like I have, because he's done all sorts of things. So I'm really excited to hear about his background, or let you guys hear about it. But his deal that he did is very unique and becoming a little more prevalent. But I'm really looking forward to digging into the deal. What it is it's a hotel to multifamily conversion. So that's really excited to dig into that. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Sure. So why don't you take a few minutes and just give us a little background on who you are and where you came from.
So my name is Laurent Meyer. I am France, and you can recognize with my accent, I am sure, even if I moved in 2007, 2008 in Florida. And I have a great experience in business and in real estate in Europe and in America. So for the last 15 years, I used to invest in real estate. And I change from one asset to a different asset slowly by slowly. But I have been always in real estate, and I have always been involved in different type of businesses.
Well, you got to give us a little more detail than that, okay? Because I saw all kinds of cool stuff here that you've done. So talk a little bit about well, I know you've also done real estate development as well, yes, in France?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Real estate development, and it was mainly shopping center and office.
Okay.
So
and you moved here in the depths of the crash, 07 and 08. Man, that's right. 08 is when it hit.
Yes.
Perfect timing to get into real estate here, because you didn't get your butt kicked like I did, so you weren't like beat up and hiding under a rock like I was. But you did some other businesses. I just think it's fascinating. So just briefly highlight the businesses that you've done.
So one of the business that I opened in 2007, 2008 was a rental GPS. So rental GPS was the first provider GPS system for the rental car in America. And I was the first one to open different locations. We opened 54 different locations.
Wow.
And I used to collaborate with a different national brand like Enterprise, Alamo, Avis, and I used to partner with them to be the main provider about GPS system.
Okay, so pre-telephones, pre-cell phone GPS, Google Maps kind of screwed that up, but you were renting GPSs to car rental companies to put in their cars. Wow, fantastic idea.
Absolutely, and it was a win-win-win to everyone, because at this time the GPS was not developed in America.
Right.
And it was a big challenge, but it was at the end a great opportunity for not only the rental car, the consumer, but also for myself, because I was just new in America. So it was a great opportunity also to be able to understand the different vibe about the different states. So it was also very, very important. So I was able to travel most of the time, almost everywhere.
Oh, nice. Now, I know that you have also developed office buildings. You've developed some other sorts of things as well, industrial property, large multifamily. That was in the States though, correct?
Absolutely. It was in Florida. Florida. I started to invest in real estate in 2009, 2010. And at the beginning, I used to get properties and different type of assets only in Hollywood, North Miami, Hollywood, Allendale. It was very close to my office, very close to me. And I used to do and to buy everything by myself. So at this time, I didn't know anything about syndication. I didn't know anything about multifamily. I didn't have any knowledge about the concept about syndication. So it took me a lot of time to appreciate and to understand, most important, to understand the value about syndication. And syndication changed my life in 2015.
And so, okay, so you started doing syndication in 2015. With your depth of experience, why did you join the Warrior program? I'm just curious.
Mainly because I love to connect. I think that one of the main quality that people need to get in syndication is the fact to connect. And I think that it's very important to be very humble and to be always very open to discuss with different type of people and to have different view about an asset or a different aspect. I think that not everyone can be perfect in everything. And at the end, I see multifamily and syndication like a puzzle. Everyone can bring value. And I love this concept. I think that the main concept about syndication is to bring the best in one item, in one field. If everyone can bring something like an expert in one field, it can be a win-win-win for everyone.
Yeah, and this, you know, guys, you've heard me say this on the podcast numerous times. There's lots of different hats that you can wear in this business. And, you know, if everybody's playing to their strengths and what they love, first of all, they love what they're doing. Number one, work is play. And they never work another day in their life because they're doing what they're loving and they're strong in it. But you bring people that are strong together like that, and success is just a foregone conclusion. So that's what you're talking about here, right, Laurent?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what have been some of those hats that you've worn throughout the years and getting into syndications? What has really been your skill set and the things that you've brought to these deals?
So I think that the main quality that I have most of the time for business or multifamily, but multifamily is also business at the end, I can see the value about an asset in the future.
Yeah.
And I think that this is probably one of the great qualities that I have. When I see an asset, I don't see an asset now. I am able to see an asset when the capex and the value add will be in place.
You can see what it's going to look like. Yeah, that's the toughest thing for me. I can't. I'm terrible at it. So that is an incredible quality where you can see what it's going to look like when it's done. I don't have that ability, so I'm jealous. So good for you. Yeah.
So yes,
that's awesome.
It's a great part. In fact, when I see when someone see a problem, most of the time I can see an opportunity. I have a clear vision about the future of the deal, and I never, and this is my second quality, I never give up.
Good.
Yeah, never. Whatever happens, it's very important to be focused with a clear vision, with a clear goal. And by the way, for me, a goal is based on two aspects, timing and amount. If the goal is not clearly defined, it's not a goal.
Yeah. Agreed.
So it's very important to have a clear goal, to be focused, and in fact, when we get a property with different issues, we know in advance that it will be with up and down. And if it's with up and down, we know that it will be a lot of challenge. So this is part of the deal. It's part of the business. It's part of the journey.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, guys, you know, when you're doing your goals, which you must do, they've got to be clear and measurable. Otherwise, they're not goals. You know, like I'm going to lose some weight. No, I'm going to lose 10 freaking pounds by January 18th and feel great about it. That's a goal. Okay. As an example of clear and measurable and clearly defined. So let me ask you this. You know, I have lots of different listeners on the show, different avatars, as it were, different personality types, different types of people. Who do you think you relate to the most in that regard as it relates to my listeners? What sort of a type of person?
I think that the people that can be interested, most of the time it will be investors that thought that they could do everything by themselves 100%. And probably that they realize now that multifamily is one of the key to create financial freedom And this investor have to understand that being part of a team is very, very powerful. So it will be this type of listener. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So bring us into your first deal. You've got a really interesting one here as a warrior, a hotel to multifamily conversion. Like Rod said, I don't think we've ever talked about that. Tell us about how you found this and what does that even look like, converting a hotel into multifamily? Why was that something you guys even went after?
Yeah, and where is it as well, please?
Yes, so it's this asset is located in Central Florida, in Polk County, in Lake Wales. So
Lake Wales. Okay.
Lake Wales, exactly in the middle in Florida. So
Okay.
the conversion about hospitality to multifamily is probably the most challenging business in real estate. Why? Because everything will be based on the pro forma, everything will be based on the value add, and it will be a lot of requirements based on the legal part. For example, an asset hospitality that need to be moved in multifamily, we have to change the zoning and we have to change the use. So this will require a lot of work before any rental. And this can take some time because everything will depend about the city, the building department, and the county. But like every business, because it's a new business, it's probably one of the best way to create not only good cash flow, but excellent equity.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's get a little bit micro here. And so when you found this property, was this a situation where you had to change the use, or did it already have a higher commercial zoning on it?
Yes, the zoning was not changed. It was an hotel. It was a motel, in fact. And
Okay.
I was able to find this property off market. And I was able to deal directly with the owner. I gave them the full price, but I asked them only one condition before the closing, and the only condition was I was able to request the change of zoning.
Yeah.
So when the zoning was changed,
requested or get it?
get it.
Get it. Got it.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely,
Yeah. Okay.
absolutely. So I went to the
Okay.
city, I did all the process, and after 3 months, when I received the change of zoning, I was able to close immediately.
Fantastic. Fantastic. That's the reason I asked, because, you know, when you're dealing with something like that, guys, you're going to need to involve the seller in that kind of a situation, because it's of no value to you if you can't get that zoning change. This is applicable when you're dealing with land sometimes as well. You know, you've got to get the use changed. You've got to get what they call the density, the number of units you can put in, things like that. So, again, I want to get a little micro. This is more for me than probably even my listeners, more than that. But so the units, was it an extended stay type hotel where it had kitchens already, or did you have to put kitchens in? I mean, describe the sort of interior work that you had to do to turn these into actual multifamily units.
Yes, so before I will give you an overview about the land, because the value for me was about the land. It is acres of land with 60 acres of lake. So it's an excellent location, excellent situation. And from this point, my goal was to get not only 56, because at the beginning it was 56 hotels room, but I was able to get a density of 225 apartments.
Wow, good for you.
Yes, so my first phase was to convert the 56 hotels room with, so it was no kitchen, nothing inside. My first goal was to ensure that I will follow the regulation about housing. And the minimum requirement for the housing is to get minimum 352 square feet per room. Otherwise, it's not possible to be considered as studio. So I was able to get most of the room above 400 square feet, and we changed all the plumbing, all the electrical, all the roof. We install new kitchen, new bathroom. Everything is brand new, very nice studio. It took.
So they're all studio units. They're all studios.
studio,
No, all studios. Okay,
studio.
got it.
All studio.
So if you don't know what a studio is, guys, there's no bedroom. You basically it's one room. You've got a kitchen on one end. Maybe you've got a separate bathroom, obviously, with a door. But the rest of it is one big room. And for single people that are on a budget, it's fantastic. You know, so
Absolutely.
love it. Yeah.
Now, how long did this take from close to having everything done to being able to lease out units? And what did that cost as well? Because I would imagine it's a little bit more expensive than a typical rehab project.
Yeah. So to give you some highlights, I purchased this property $2.2 million.
That was the purchase price. Got
Yes,
it.
it was already a great deal because the seller was not aware about the new zoning.
Got it.
I spent $2 million capex.
Okay. 2 million.
Also 2 million.
So,
And it took me 2 years. 2 years. Between,
2 years to do it.
Yes, to get everything accomplished until the end. So I invest 4.4. I finish everything in September 2003, and we were 100% leased up, 100 in January 2024.
Wow. So
And you got
2 years.
And you got an appraisal. I don't want to steal your thunder. Talk about the appraisal you got. Sorry, I was going to steal it.
And finally, I got an appraisal in March 2024 for $9.4 million or $9.3 million, and I was able to refinance in March 2024. So at the same time, this property. So today we just finalize all the cycle, the complete cycle after 2 years. We bought the property.
Everybody's got their money back. They're still in the deal. There's still cash flow. It's a beautiful thing. Yes.
Exactly.
And you haven't even done the new construction on the other units yet. Yes.
I will start in September.
Wow. Good for you.
So that's a $5 million value add minus holding costs, obviously, in less than 2 years.
2 years.
Now that's never something I could do, right? Because a year and a half, 2 years with no income. Were there some stressful times, some stressful periods during that year and a half, 2 years, you know, not having income and going throughout this entire project?
If it was difficult, no, it was not difficult when we know the goal.
Yeah.
When we are very focused on the goal, it's like to be on the boat. Sometimes there is a wave on the left, on the right. It's okay. The most important is to know exactly where to go.
Yeah.
It's part
Yeah,
of
you're gonna have those waves. You're gonna have those waves. They knock you off course. You know, if you're in a boat or a plane, you're off course 99% of the time. But you end up in the right place if you know where you're headed. Bottom line.
Yeah.
And this is just the first piece. Now you've got the land really with no debt on it. I mean, maybe you do. I don't know. Are you going to parcel it off or do it as part of the same package?
So now I will subdivide the land in 4 folio, not 2 folio. It will be 4 folio. Each folio will get 30 units. 30
He's saying folios. He's meaning segments or stages. 4 stages. Got it.
Not only, it will be subdivided by folio. So I will subdivide with the county the land in 4 different parcels.
Got it. 4 different parcels. Okay. Folio is the word that we don't use here that much, but yes, got it. In 4 parcels. And so you'll do, what'd you say? How many units per parcel?
30.
30. Yes. But that land, I mean, that land really doesn't have debt on it, does it? Because are you able to pull? Yeah. Good for you, man. That is such a screaming deal. Good for you, brother. I know there was a little, I had a little angst around the deal. I even called you and I said, because I know you had Warriors involved and there was a communication thing with one of them. And I'm like, is everything okay with this deal? I remember calling you about it and you're like, yes. Why are you bothering me? And I'm like, because it's my job to make sure everything's okay. But what a screaming deal, brother. Congratulations. Seriously. That is really, really exciting.
Now, partnering with other Warriors on this deal, had any of you guys ever done a deal like this before? Or was it brand new doing a hotel conversion for everybody on the team?
For myself, it was not the first time. I did already one previously, but it was a smaller one. Okay. And I did already by myself 100%. but it's like at the end it's like any type of business. When everything is well established and when everything is clear, when every corner is already, everything is possible.
Yeah.
So knowledge is probably the most important. Knowledge.
Yeah.
The
Knowledge is everything.
Yes, the most dangerous is to enter in business or in real estate without any knowledge. This is probably, I think, and I feel, the worst case. When someone enter in any business, any acquisition, and they don't know exactly what's going on, they don't know how to analyze the deal, they don't know what is the NOI, they don't know what is the cap rate. In this case, it can be very dangerous.
But which is the value, obviously, of the Warrior program, because there are people
Yes.
that have done thousands of deals, hundreds of thousands of deals at this point.
Absolutely.
And so by the way, if you're interested in the Warrior program, for God's sakes, here's how you apply, and you should apply if you have any interest in this business, because it's just, would you say that has it been pretty extraordinary, the program for you so far, Meyer?
It was great. It was great. It's just a great to connect with people and good people, great people. Absolutely.
Very good people. Yeah, that's I can't believe the quality of the people we've got in the group. If you want to apply, just text the word crush to 72345. Again, crush, so we can help you crush it in this business, to 72345. So give us some detail as to how you found this off-market deal. So what did you do to even have it come across your desk? Talk about that a little bit.
So during COVID, I decided to, instead to stay behind my desk, I decided to travel and to meet a lot of realtor broker in Florida, in each city. So I went for a few months and I decided to check different markets, to understand the market. And because the broker was available, because it was COVID, I was able to meet most of them. I met some broker in Polk, and I gave them...
Polk County is what you're saying, correct? Polk County.
County. Yes, absolutely.
Gotcha.
Polk
Okay.
County, yes, in Central Florida. And I gave them all the different specificity about the type of deal that I was looking for. At this time, I was looking for specifically hospitality to multifamily, because it was for me the best way to create very fast, not only equity, but also positive cash flow very fast. At this time, it was, by the way, very difficult to find a multifamily with a good cash flow. I remember the cap rate used to be 4-5%, which was not a lot. And one of the brokers contacted me and they told me that they find enough market, and I asked them to put me directly in contact with the seller. I met them, and it was a very nice meeting in Lake Wales between the seller, the broker, and myself. And I was very clear and straight about my proposal, very serious about my proposal. I went with a check and I went with a letter from the bank to show them how serious I was. And I think they appreciate a lot this type of negotiation. And we closed probably in 1 hour this deal. We find a good compromise for everyone. So it was off market. It was a great deal for everyone, for the seller, for the broker, and for myself.
And it's on a lake. By the way, what you just said is very important, guys. I don't want to gloss over what he just said. Whenever you have a negotiation and you can have a win-win-win, that's what he just described, that's the best situation you can have. Good deal for everybody, where everybody, it makes sense for everybody. So obviously you're a great negotiator, because for you to even say that means that that's important for you. So I love that. So let me ask something here, Mark. I apologize. So, what suggestions would you have for someone starting out in this business?
I think that at one point, the most important is to jump in one deal.
Yeah.
To take action is very important. And everyone can bring value. Everyone can bring value. So at one point, everyone should be involved in one of the deals. It can be as a CPA, it can be as handyman, it can be as someone who will bring some fund, but everyone can be involved as LP limited partner or GP. But I think that there is a room for everyone. Everyone, I think each one need to understand his own value. What is the value about each one? Different people, different value, and this value combined can bring a lot of value for the deal. So to answer your question, I think that the most important is to find the good team, the good people, the good deal, and to jump in one deal.
You know, I see it with my Warriors all the time. We call it the law of the first deal. It's the hardest. It's the scariest. Sometimes takes the longest. They're complaining because they don't have a deal yet. And I'm like, just get out there and call brokers. Don't send me your logo. I don't care about your logo. I want to know that you're calling brokers, meeting with brokers, learn, talking to your people about raising money, doing income generating activity, and then they get one. And the next thing I know, they have three. You know what just happened? It's that first deal. So, like you said, Meyer, that is really good advice. You just got to do it, like Nike says. So,
well, that's a good point, Rod. Not doing a bunch of stuff that doesn't bring you results. Doing money making activities, as they call it, right? You're right. Logo doesn't bring any money in.
Yes,
correct. Now, at your current pace, if you're to keep doing these deals, maybe around the same size, if you were to project it out, how long you think it'll take you to reach financial freedom, or how many more of these deals do you think you need to do to get to your financial freedom goal?
So my financial freedom is depending of the financial freedom from someone else, because everyone knows exactly how much they have to get every month or annually, depending on what they need, how much they spend. The financial freedom for someone can be 3,000, for another one 30,000, and or differently. But for myself, I think that I can expect to get financial freedom when I will get at least 200 apartments as ownership.
Yeah. 200. Okay.
200.
Yeah. 200.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. What do you love the most about this business? What's your favorite part of this real estate game that we love to play?
So the main two aspects that I love, I don't like, but I love about syndication is the leverage, because it's possible to get access to assets that someone alone cannot get.
Yeah.
When we combine the different knowledge and the different value, immediately we can bring a different type of assets.
Yeah.
And secondly, I like also the fact to be focused on one aspect, one field. So it's very important, because if someone buy, for example, a house, to make money and to get a cash flow and to get an equity, they are supposed to do everything. They have to buy, they have to manage, they have to lease, they have to repair, they have to do everything. But if someone invests in multifamily with 100 units, they don't have to get everything. They can find, for example, a property, or they can maintain the property, or they can bring the fund. So it can be only one thing, but one thing very good, like an expert. Yeah. Expertise is probably what I love in this type of business, because at the end, we are sharing everything between experts. And when experts combine all the knowledge, we can bring the best about an asset, the best about a business, which is at the end the most important. So I love equity, I love value, and I love connections with people.
Yeah, I just want to clarify something you said, because I'm not sure people understood it. If I could see your face so I could read it. And you said bring funds is what you said. And I don't know if people heard that. You can bring money, you can bring deals, you can bring maintenance, you can bring asset management. There's all these different hats you can wear, but you said bring funds. I just want to make sure they understood that.
Yes, absolutely.
So what were some of the other things that the other Warriors brought to this deal then, that you partnered with, that you needed? What did they bring to the table?
Yeah.
They bring equity. I was the only GP.
Okay.
So I didn't have any other GP. So the goal for them was to be sure that I will execute a plan, that I execute correctly the business plan. And I love executions. So it was perfect for me, because I was able to execute almost everything from A to Z. So I did everything by myself on this deal.
Wow.
I see.
It was my first.
So you brought you basically raised the money in the Warrior Group, which is
Absolutely.
fantastic. A lot of people do that. So that's just one of the additional benefits. There's a ton of money in the group. So
Yes, absolutely.
yeah.
It's a great group because again, the people share the same type of mind, the same goal. So the quality of the people are probably one thing very, very important that we can find in this group. And I appreciate
Love it.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah. So if people like your strategy and resonate with this story here, Laurent, where can people reach out to you?
So anyone can reach me to on my email, Laurent, Laurent, with a T like a Tom at the end, at equitymultifamily.com. equitymultifamily.com.
Got it.
Yeah, so Laurent, yeah, got it. Laurent at equitymultifamily.com. Well, thank you, brother. It's great to see you. Congratulations on that deal.
Yeah, interesting deal.
I appreciate you adding value today, my friend. Definitely.
I appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much.
So one other quick thing. We encounter so many people that are frankly frustrated. You know, they're looking in the mirror and they're frustrated that they haven't been able to escape the rat race. They haven't been able to build cash flow to the point where they're able to have financial and time freedom with their families. You know, and maybe they see other people buying real estate and creating, incredible cash flow, and they think, well, it's just scary. Buying apartments is intimidating. And I get it. See, that's why we created our Warrior Mentorship Program. They're our coaching students, and they've had extraordinary results. My students, I've been teaching about 5 years, and they own upwards of 140,000 units now that we know of, right? And we feel like it's just getting going. Now, we're looking to grow this group and really take it to the next level. And honestly believe that the greatest transfer of wealth could be upon us right now with this current economic environment. Everything's going on sale. So we're looking for people who want to follow a proven framework, really like a blueprint or a map, literally step by step. And then they're able to leverage our systems and our incredible network to raise money and equity, to find deals and close those deals and build partnerships, really nationwide. So if you're interested in finding out more about how you can become more in our incredible network and take advantage of the unbelievable opportunities that are upon us, you can apply to my Warrior Mentorship Program by texting the word CRUSH to 72345, or you can go to mentorwithrod.com. And what we'll do is we'll set up a call so you can check us out and we can check you out and see if it's a fit. Now, again, you can go to mentorwithrod.com or text the word CRUSH to 72345 to apply, and we will speak soon.